In an era where many jazz releases lean toward abstraction or technical display, Midnight Piano Stories by Stefano Jeff Blues stands out as a fully realized narrative work. Built across 3 distinct acts, Arrival, The Night, and Closing Time, the album unfolds like a silent film. No words, only piano, harmony, and space guiding the listener through a late-night journey. Built across 3 distinct acts, Arrival, The Night, and Closing Time, the album unfolds like a silent film, with no words, only piano, harmony, and space guiding the listener through a late-night journey. Each act represents a different emotional chapter of the experience. Arrival captures the anticipation and quiet wonder of stepping into the night, introducing the album's themes and atmosphere. The Night forms the heart of the story, where emotions deepen and the music explores moments of reflection, intimacy, and discovery. Finally, Closing Time brings a sense of resolution, gently accompanying the listener toward dawn with melodies that suggest farewell, acceptance, and calm. By dividing the record into these 3 acts, the album creates a natural narrative flow, allowing the music to evolve like scenes in a film and giving the listener the feeling of moving through a complete cinematic journey without the need for words. The album begins in motion. Late Train captures the feeling of arrival without context, a moment suspended between destination and uncertainty. The piece is built around rhythmic hesitation, unresolved melodic phrases, harmonic ambiguity, and a deliberately flexible sense of timing, all carefully shaped to convey the disorientation of stepping into a city at night. Even the pianist's touch reflects this uncertainty. Notes are allowed to linger, pauses become part of the narrative, and phrases often seem to search for a direction before finding it. Rather than providing clear answers, the music embraces openness and instability, inviting the listener into an unfamiliar space where landmarks are still hidden and meaning has yet to emerge. The harmonic language avoids immediate resolution, while subtle shifts in dynamics and tempo create the feeling of movement without a defined path. Together, these elements were intentionally designed to evoke the emotional experience of arrival itself, the mixture of curiosity, anticipation, vulnerability, and wonder that accompanies those first moments in an unknown place, when every street, sound, and light feels both inviting and slightly disorienting. The first true sense of place emerges here, after the uncertainty and motion of the opening track. The music begins to settle into a more recognizable emotional landscape. The tone shifts towards something warmer and more intimate, yet it remains partially veiled, as if viewed through distance or recollection. Rather than drawing directly from the traditional language of the blues, the piece approaches it through memory, not as a lived performance, but as an echo, a feeling that lingers long after the original moment has passed. Melodic fragments and harmonic colors hint at the blues vocabulary without fully embracing its conventional forms, creating a sense of familiarity that is continually softened by nostalgia and reflection. The music seems less concerned with expressing immediate emotion than with remembering it, allowing every phrase to carry a subtle sense of time and perspective. The pianist's touch contributes significantly to this atmosphere. Tones are allowed to breathe, silences become expressive, and melodies unfold with a calm, contemplative patience. Warm chords suggest comfort and belonging, while unresolved details preserve a feeling of emotional distance. This balance between closeness and remoteness is essential to the character of the piece. It represents the moment when an unfamiliar city begins to reveal its personality, yet still feels mysterious and elusive. The listener is no longer completely lost, but neither are they fully at home. Instead, they occupy a space between observation and participation, experiencing the city and perhaps their own memories, through a lens that is both intimate and dreamlike. The result is a musical landscape where geography and memory become inseparable, and where every sound seems illuminated by the gentle glow of recollection. The true ending. The title suggests continuation, but the music does the opposite, it withdraws. The idea of one more chorus becomes metaphorical, not repetition, but a quiet resistance to ending. Through the dialogue between the two hands, the piece expresses the tension between the need to leave and the desire to remain. Deep, low notes in the left hand carry a sense of inevitability and acceptance, while the right hand continues to reach outward with lingering melodic phrases, as if holding on to the experience for a little longer. Their interplay creates a subtle emotional struggle between farewell and attachment, making the ending feel less like a conclusion and more like a final glance back before departure. Thank you for watching. The story continues in the music. Listen to the full album now. Links in the description.